Welcome to Coaches Roundtable. I'm Ed Cody, and please welcome our guest, our 2019 Armstrong Coaches Roundtable Mount Athlete of the Year from Butler High School, outstanding basketball player, Ethan Morton. Ethan, congratulations.
Thank
You're
you.
the first Butler athlete to receive this award. And this trophy I present to you on behalf of Armstrong and the Coaches Roundtable on a great season and a great 3-year career you've had so far.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a pretty amazing honor. I'm just so happy to represent the school and the team and the community. It's obviously a very special place to me, and I'm glad to be able to do it for them.
Let's look at some of your accomplishments. You have 1,673 career points. That's number one all time. You have a chance this season, a good chance, to become the first athlete in 115 plus years of Butler High basketball to go over 2,000 career points. You have the single season scoring record this past year of 743 points. You know, at one time, that was the career scoring record held by Bill Saul. You did it in 1 year. What a year you had, 27.5 points per game average, 10.3 rebounds, and 8.1 assists. How'd you fall short there not having that triple-double?
Oh, it was in the playoffs my assists fell off a little bit. That was definitely, one of my goals. I think with the shooting we have, coming back, it should be.
West Virginia coach Bob Huggins said you're one of the best big guards at handling the ball and passing the ball that he's ever seen.
That's pretty, coming from him, a guy that's been around for a long time. Coach. I mean, he coached, Danny Fortson at Cincinnati. So he's coached a lot of great players, guards, and that's.
And you're also all WPIL first team, 6A, the WPIL Player of the Year, first team All State. You have the single game scoring record. I think you broke it 3 times. You're the 51 points in a game, not just against anyone, but against your arch rival, Pine Richland. One thing I think gets bypassed, but because of your offensive prowess, and I'll let you speak for yourself there, is your defense. You're a great defensive player.
Well, I think you're probably adding a little bit there. That's definitely something I've been trying to focus on more, I think, this summer. Because at the next level, that's always going to be who can you guard. So for me, I think it's a point where I can grow. I mean, obviously at this level, I can do more as far as like blocking shots and stuff like that. But this year, I think being a better defender, I think also, as us growing as a team, probably being able to play some more man as we've gotten bigger and stronger, me being in better shape throughout the year, I think that should help to keep improving like on that end. So I'm not just kind of like a one-trick pony on the offensive end.
Well, you select Purdue University. You developed a relationship there with Coach Matt Painter, who at one time coached at Geneva, was an assistant there. What was it about Purdue that made you select the Boilermakers?
I think it was a cumulative effect of a lot of little things. Obviously, Coach Painter's, I think he's a really unbelievable coach. And some people I don't necessarily think appreciate him as a coach, even though he's been there for, I think he's come up on his 14th or 15th year. They've won the Big Ten a bunch, 2 Sweet 16s and an Elite 8 the past 3 seasons. Just the offense they run. I don't think they get enough credit for their defense, playing in the Big Ten, but their offense and pace that they play with, even when there are some clunkers in there. And just his, the way he recruits guys that are, just good kids and good guys. And obviously, I think the university is a great place to grow and develop guys, and they've shown they can develop guys. It might not be a one and done type deal, but the past 3 or 4 years they've had somebody get drafted or in the conversation. So there's just a lot of little things too that added up and just made it, the right decision for me.
I know you're a very good student, and what do you plan on studying at Purdue?
I'm thinking something with finance. Everybody I talk to, I always tell them I want to be a coach, or if I'm lucky enough to play, wherever that is after college, and once that's done, maybe try and get into coaching, or who knows, maybe TV. Because when I did the 3-on-3, our coach was Kara Lawson, who actually does a lot of the women's college games, and she just got an assistant job, but I talked to her about that. So something with basketball, and if that doesn't work out, something financially. I like math, and it'd be nice to kind of know how to manage money. So.
Well, in 3 years, you played 2 championship games for the Tornado, tough losses to both Pine Richland and Mount Lebanon. It's not like you just lost to any. You lost to Pine Richland that year. They went on to the state championship game with 28-2, and Mount Lebanon had a pretty good team also last year. So I know this year, your senior year, I know your goals are lofty.
Yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, I mean, if you look at the banners, we still haven't even won a section championship since 1994. So if you start there, you build off that with the Whitfield championship, and then from there you go and try and win a state championship. And I know, Butler's never been there. They've only been to the West Final. But, you just go out there and take it one game at a time, and you just, enjoy it. Well, this is last go-around for not just me. We have some other seniors as well. And I'm excited for the challenge. Obviously, there's probably going to be a target on our back now. It's no secret after last year, kind of with a young team and knowing that we have everybody back.
So this year, any thoughts? I mean, I know you enjoy being a guard. I know you handle the ball a lot. You played a tremendous number of minutes last year. Any thoughts of sometimes you sliding down, playing?
I think
playing
there's
up
definitely
front?
Yeah, I think there's definitely some room for that. I know we talked about it last year. I don't think from a maturity standpoint, I don't think we were experienced enough at the guard, beside like ball handling wise, because that showed sometimes last year when teams would pressure us. I think having another year, under our belts with guys like Devin and Maddox and Luke, and even Rain, who I think will get some minutes, just them being able to take some pressure off me and slide me into the post if there is a mismatch, or create a mismatch, or distort the defense because they'll maybe send a double team or whatever that is. I think it'll be beneficial to not just me but the other guys around me. So yeah, I think that's definitely a good possibility. Something that teams probably haven't seen me do as much the past few years, so maybe they won't be expecting it. It all depends on the game plan too. You never know what we're going to see on defense.
Ethan, our final minute here. You played some great teams down through the years. The toughest team you play against every year is?
Pine Richland.
They're going to laugh at that. You scored 51 points against them last year. And the toughest player you've ever played against?
Oh, that's a hard one. Phil was very tough.
I mean, Phil Jacoby from Pine?
He was, if I'm just talking Western Pennsylvania, he was very tough. And I know I'm probably forgetting some other guys that I've played against, but he was just, for an athlete that, played football, he was just very impressive on the basketball court.
Well, Ethan, congratulations to you. And I have to tell you, I've been around a long time. I've played with some of the great athletes at Butler, the Sauls, and Terry Hanratty. Right. And with what you've done, you could take your place right up there with the great athletes that have come through Butler High School.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, and good luck to you at Purdue.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I'll be right back with Alan George.
Summer is here. That means the kids are back in the house. That means streaming, gaming, and video chats. It also means you need Zoom. The area's fastest and most reliable internet service makes it easy for everyone in your home to safely and securely surf the web at the same time. Whether they're gaming with friends online or streaming video by the swimming pool, Zoom keeps everyone happy. Call today and we'll help you find the Zoom speed that's right for you. The future is faster with Zoom.
I am back, joined to my right by the Swami George Abraham, to my left by the Tiger Albert Campman. Our male athlete of the year, Ethan Morton of Butler. What an outstanding young man he is. Truly is a scholar and athlete, 4-point plus GPA, headed to Purdue, and another year at Butler. His storied career to become the first player in 115-plus year of Butler High basketball to go over 2,000 career points.
We can definitely use the word scholar athlete with him. They use that really loosely, but not with him. This kid has it together. We walked in. Matt said, "How about the way he talks? He handles himself with the class of a 50-year-old Wall Street guy. It's amazing."
And we're making a push here with Matt, hopefully with Carmen, and we'll do about 4 Butler games next year special. Because his kind's not going to come back here.
No. He's a generation.
I told him he goes in the pantheon of the great athletes. He takes his place here with the Hanrattys and the Sauls who've come out of Butler, and a lot of other Clement himself and John Stuper, guys who pitched in the majors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just a great career. Next week we will have our female athlete of the year here. Let's go to Spotlight Honors High School Softball 4A shortstop Monica Gurley of Knox. She was named the PIAA Class 4A Player of the Year. She hit .643 as a leadoff hitter, struck out once all year long. How about, you know what her fielding percentage was? You want to try 1,000?
Wow.
She didn't make an error at shortstop.
She was almost 1,000 two different ways. No strikeouts.
Yeah.
And no errors.
I mean, it's one thing you don't make an error as an outfielder, but as a shortstop,
Yeah, you're in.
That's
all the
amazing.
plays,
tremendous. And also from Knock pitcher Amanda Fisher, we mentioned her so many times. She was 14-1 with 1.70 ERA. She was named to the second team All-State. In 6A, North Allegheny shortstop Rachel Martindale. She was the WPIAL Player of the Year, first team All-State. She was a leadoff hitter, hit .479 with 5 home runs and 21 RBI. That's a lot for a leadoff hitter. She's also, of course, we know, two-time Fab Five in basketball. Seneca Valley catcher Carly Hacker, second team All-State. She hit .464 with 6 home runs, 20 RBI. And Seneca Valley pitcher Claire Zimmerman, also second team All-State. She was 11-4 with a 1.71 ERA. Congratulations to all those girls. And in golf, we've heard this name before, North Allegheny grad Caroline Wrigley, the 2018 3A PIAA champion. She won the 2019 Junior Girls Championship at Hershey, carding a 71-73 for a 144. Wrigley now has been a member of the Butler Country Club the last 2 years. And the Butler Road Race, Nick Ettinger of Mars, he won his 4th straight 5K championship. Ettinger is preparing for the Olympic trials in Atlanta next February. Becca Pennington of Carn City and Chatham University, she won the women's 5K. She had a record-setting year as a freshman at Chatham. Jake Tassich of Montauk won the men's 2K, and 14-year-old Samantha Cornell Shakora, she won the women's 2K. In college track, Seneca Valley grad Zach Gem, Youngstown State University, he won the men's discus at the USA Track and Field Under-20 Outdoor Championship in Florida. He will next compete in the Pan American Games July 18th and 21. Got some outstanding track athletes in this area the last few years.
And not only this area, but you people who like track and field right across the border. Youngstown State is a national type track and field. You want to go see great track meets, go see YSU.
The Zawa kid is.
Oh, yes.
He's incredible.
Yes.
Just incredible.
Must have outstanding coaching here.
They have to.
Great recruiting and
And I'll
great
tell you,
coaching.
they're getting all the locals over there.
And their competition's pretty good.
And the
They
Horizon
play
League,
teams like Murray State.
they're in the
and-
Horizon
No, they're in the Horizon.
They're in the Horizon.
Okay.
Detroit and
Detroit.
Cleveland State,
Cleveland
Necro.
State. And I'll tell you what, Eddie, they dominated.
Do they?
They dominated.
Yes, they do, Dominic.
I just wonder why, the football thought it was going to take off, and it did, and then they had a really terrible year last year. Struggled.
Well, the league they're in, they need to know that one's come down, the two come, they're not getting up transfers.
The
In
North
other words,
Dakota States
yes,
and the
Eddie,
South
Eddie,
Dakota
you
States
can be fourth in that league
and still have a
and
pretty
be
good team.
terrific. And no one knows who you are because North Dakota State, South Dakota, Eastern Illinois, Northern Iowa, these are powerhouses.
Those are good teams.
Yeah. they're-
Wasn't Northern Iowa to beat Iowa? a few
Yes.
years
Yes.
ago? Auto racing, Sarver's Mike Norris. He drove a late model owned by NASCAR's Clint Boyer in racing events in Tennessee and Kentucky. Quite an accomplishment.
Wow, it's awesome.
for
that
him.
sounds pretty impressive.
Football recruiting, they're saying some schools there are no linebacker you, quarterback you. How about Seneca Valley? Senior center Jake Kaltenberger has made a verbal commitment to Purdue. I was talking to Ethan Morton about it. These two are going to get together. They're going to be classmates
that?
at Purdue. Kaltenberger, 6'5", 280, another in a long line of outstanding Seneca Valley linemen. Next up is his teammate, offensive tackle Kevin Meter, 6'5", 275. You wonder why they were good last year. That line averaged about 280 pounds.
They have a
We're going to
star,
see
too.
both of them
That
this year.
runner's a star.
The runner's back.
He's
the
a star.
quarterback's back.
Oh, keeping him there was a coup. They thought he was going to Louisville.
And the stud middle linebacker
Oh, they're-
and tight end Jake Stebbins.
That beat they put on Ohio State that night was noteworthy.
And the game they had against North Allegheny, they beat the Tigers. That was no fluke. Was there that
Seneca
did the
Valley.
game.
Yeah.
They were very physical. This is going to be another outstanding year for the Raiders. Two of their offensive linemen in history played in the NFL. They have one outstanding lineman was at the Rock, one at Cal. They have another kid that just going
Fusco
to
played
Indiana
10 years.
University.
Didn't
10
he
years.
play about 10 years?
Yes.
I remember he was in the studio once. I come in.
He
He
filled the
was
door
so
up,
big
Brandon.
you couldn't see the chair. He was sitting in the chair. He was a monster. Nice guy.
We saw Sunny Valley last year, Eddie, remember? And we talked about how
Yes.
dominating they were on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And everybody thought NA would come back and just. We said, don't
they
be so
should.
sure.
No.
Don't be so sure.
They,
Seneca Valley got it.
they took the football and behind those big
Mammoth.
They're gonna do it
Mammoth.
again.
guys
Mammoth.
on the
You don't
offensive
think they're
line,
going to
they
do it
just,
with these two guys?
Oh,
Again,
yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
You
And
think
I-
they'll play in the same
I'm-
side? You think they
Yeah,
are?
If
he's
they
a
wanna go
tackle,
someplace, they will.
And Kaltenberger's the center. So you have a
Okay.
tackle and
All
center.
right.
But believe me, there are 3 other kids in there at
Yeah,
260.
they're not the only big guys at Seneca Valley.
They've had a history of great size. Always noted for being a physical, hard-nosed
Yes.
team. So we'll get to see them this year. Hey, basketball recruiting. We've seen this girl play before. 6-foot senior Bella Playa of Mars High School, who averaged 14 points a game last year. She has 850 career points. She has committed to Division I Mount St. Mary's. She carries a 4+, almost a 4.5 GPA. I think if we added our
Another
3 up,
student-
we wouldn't get there, would we?
Just
No.
barely.
Barely.
Hey, I played at Emmitsburg. We used to play them. They're now, that D1. They're in with
Division
St.
I.
Francis. Robert Morris and St.
That group.
Francis are the 2 top teams in that league. That's not bad, I'll tell you.
And her
Good
and,
basketball.
and her sister Caitlin, a 5'10" sophomore forward, she's already received an offer from the Rock.
Wow. Then they're not going away either. We talked about Mars forever, haven't we? Saying they're going to be loading up in different sports. There's another one.
And it's great to hear these girls. They're outstanding kids.
Scholars, too,
And
yes.
Mars has put out a tremendous basketball program
Yeah,
the
forever.
last
I mean,
3 years.
how long we been on the air?
Ty
12, 13
Johnson,
years?
so many good
Yeah.
players.
Oh, no.
The other girls at where Dayton.
Xavier and Xavier.
Yeah.
I mean, really, come on. I mean, you get big time. We're starting to get spoiled. A lot of coaches coach 25 years and don't have a D1 player.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the years when we've had this show 14 years, it just seems like each year more and more we get outstanding, better, not just the kids going to D1, but the kids going to other schools too. Outstanding
And what has
athletes.
really crept up on us, not just crept up, it just exploded, is girls. Girls scholarship athletes. Unbelievable. Yes.
Let's go to our stories of the week. Major League Baseball. I was thinking this the other day. I'm watching the Pirates pounding the ball. And I'm going, this is Return of the Lumber Company. The Pirates 40. I'm trying to think of the names of the old lumber company. Was this Stargell? Oliver?
That was the crew of
Hebner?
Sengi, and that was it.
Is it Hebner too?
Yep. Oh, yeah, that was
Hey,
it.
that
was
Oliver,
Parker
Cadell
there?
Oliver hit the ball.
Parker came later.
Cadell Oliver.
He's my
hit-
favorite hitter all the time.
He said, even when I make an out.
I'll tell you what, there's a guy, I don't know how you push him, but he should be in Hall of Fame.
2,700 hits.
Yeah.
Hit the ball harder than anybody. He's my favorite Pirate of all time.
And played 2 positions well.
Justin hit the ball. Yeah, and that's why they don't have a place for him.
Center field and first
And
base.
he didn't
That's
play.
not right, though.
I know it's not.
It's not right.
2,700, I think he should be it.
He should be in there, but without question. The Pirates 40 and 43. I watched some of their games. Put 14 against Houston in Game 2 of that series, and then 10 the next game. Took 2 out of 3. The only team to win to Houston and win a series this year, and then stumbled against Milwaukee, but still a 3-3 road trip, and then come home against the Cubs and pounded them 18-5 with 23 hits. Bell 3 home runs,
Wow.
7 RBI. The first part switch hitter ever to hit 3 home runs in a game. Adam Frazier 4 doubles.
4 doubles.
And Newman and Reynolds. It just
yeah.
and now let me ask you. They have 3 more with the Cubs, so let's not get away from
Never.
ourselves. And then next up, they have 11 games coming up versus Brewers, Cubs, Cards, and Phillies.
Hey, Cards are cold.
Yeah, the Cards, they're not hitting the ball.
cold, no.
Now, how do we look at this? I've said all year long this looks like a 500 team. Do they have the pieces in place, and what do they have to do to maybe make themselves a division winner or an independent contender, or am I getting too far ahead of myself?
Way too far ahead of yourself. Yeah, no question about it. With their pitching staff, unless they get it straightened
Now they
out.
jump on board.
No.
He's a real.
No, he's no realist.
I love the Pirates so much,
Yeah.
but you need pitching in August, September.
That's what I'm saying.
So
Do they have the.
I don't think they do.
They have the pieces in place offensively.
They do offensively.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Okay.
Offensively.
So now my point is, where do they have to go here, and how do they get that pitching that they need? I don't.
They got to get healthy. That's all.
Well, healthy,
Because
yeah.
they're not giving up. That's the reason I'm saying that. No team's going to give them pitching. everybody hoards their pitchers. So no one,
Okay.
no
And
one
I'm
is
gonna,
giving
I'm going to
pitching.
get to that. But here's my thinking about the pitching. They're okay. They don't have that true number one, number two guy.
Well, Tyon was
Tell
supposed
you-
to
tell
be
you-
Now
Close
he
number
was.
one.
Now remember,
Yes,
and
he
I give
is.
him credit, and he has the
Yes, he's
potential.
close number one.
But don't forget, when he got hurt, he had a 4.1.
I think he was pitching hurt.
ERA.
though. I think he was pitching hurt.
That
You
might
know,
be
he
the
finished
case.
up last
it
year
doesn't
really
appear
strong.
that he's.
Let's find
coming
out. We'll
back.
find out. It's really important.
You know, if he's not going to come back 100%, then shut him down for this year.
They are. They're gonna shut him
That's
down.
my.
I
They're
think he's
shut
going
him
to
down.
Tommy John. That's the rumor.
They're going to shut
Now,
him down.
now the All-Star game comes up July 9th. Home run derby. Bell's going to play in it. Good idea. I was telling someone. I remember when it was Bobby Abreu. He had 34 at the All-Star break and hit about 9. He won that home run derby. He was bombed the ball, and then after that, he couldn't buy a home run second half of the season.
Bell has a homeroom swing, so I don't think it's going to bother him. Like the way he swings, he's going to swing. I really never don't get upset about the All-Star game. I really am this year. How could somebody not put Vasquez on that All-Star team? Tell me,
I
tell
have
me
no- I have
who
no idea.
is a better reliever
none.
than him in
He-
baseball?
Well,
Not just,
I only
I'm
say
saying baseball.
one guy's better than him, Aroldis Chapman.
Maybe.
That's
I-
the
I-
only one.
They're
he
right
could be
there.
right there. They're right there.
right there. But now the Dodgers are inquiring. That's the one thing that they lack is a solid bullpen. Their starters are unbelievable. So here's my point. You're going to trade him. I don't want to hear you're getting 2 AA prospects.
Nobody does.
I want someone. They're going to send someone who can come up here, maybe a left-handed starter or a pit who can fit into that rotation. They could bring them up now. If you're not going to get that for him, then just keep them.
Yeah, especially I said it last week. The contract's made
3 more
for
years,
Pittsburgh.
right?
3 more years.
3 more years.
That's why I'm saying they're
He's-
not going to trade.
He's the best.
The way they
Yes.
throw money out
Hey,
around.
if they trade Vasquez, you hear this? It's me jumping off one of those viaducts over there because if he leaves, can they win another game?
Well, here's.
They don't get to him very often anyway.
But when they do,
Yeah, but still.
No, but still, he's valuable. He's really
Yeah.
valuable.
Like the other night, he come in and pitch those 2 innings.
But like I said, I would trade him
Yeah.
if they can get 4 good players. If they don't even think about it. I'm saying get 2 great prospects
No, I want-
and 2 guys that can go in there right. A reliever and a
Can
starter.
come now to
and
your
2
roster.
of those, yes.
If you're not going to get them, then
Dodgers
forget
have
about
some
it.
pitching starting.
But what I liked the other day, reminiscent of the old relievers, like he pitched back-to-back innings.
But Eddie, 2 things happened. One, I think they wanted to get a game there, and secondly, he got out of the 8th with like 9 pitches.
Yeah. Oh, he's thrown strike. And he struck out 4 in the 2 innings.
That's one of the. That's another one of the Pirates. You want to root for him. You put the TV on. It's the 2nd inning, and the guy's at 31 pitches. You know he's not finished.
every team in baseball.
And Brault was pulled the other night. I thought he was doing 4 2/3 innings, and he pulled him. He'd only given up 5 hits and 1 run. Why?
94 pitches in that.
Okay. Is that a lot of pitches?
For him, it
really?
is.
Yeah.
Not for him.
God.
For anybody in Major League Baseball,
Yeah,
you get above
it's-
85, they're watching.
There's only
like a
about
lot.
3 guys that'll let go
Scherzer's
over
one of
100.
them.
Bauer's one of them
Scherzer's
too.
one.
I'm out in L.A. and I'm reading the paper out there, the L.A. Times, and I'm reading this article by Cleveland pitcher Trevor Bauer, and I said, I got to tell the guys about this. He said, today's pitchers are the best ever in Major League Baseball history. They should celebrate what they do. And Joey Gallo would have hit 90 home runs in the 1990s, and because the pitching was so bad then. And Pete Rose would be overwhelmed by today's pitchers. I'll let you guys comment.
Well, that's today's thoughts is because they throw harder. I didn't say that, but their command is not there. Their temperament's not there.
Throwers.
They just don't. Yeah, they're not true pitchers. I don't want to hear that. If it was just overall speed,
This is a guy that got mad because someone choked up and tried to get a hit. This guy's in fairyland.
Bauer,
Bauer,
Gibson, and
he
and
knocked the
Koufax
bat
threw
right out of
against
his
these-
hand.
he's the drone. He was a drone guy.
You know,
That was the
not
drone
all the
guy.
guys.
Yeah,
but this
and
guy-
Tito put him back in Game 5.
Yes.
This drives me crazy.
No,
He
he-
needs to take a better look at what he's
No.
saying back then. He's saying guys like Maddox and
Oh,
those
jeez.
guys
Maddox
couldn't
has shaken him
pitch
out 100 times.
today. That these pitchers
It's just
are so
stupidity.
much better.
That's ignorance. It is ignorance.
That's like looking at Jim Brown and saying he couldn't play today.
I know.
What were you looking at?
ignorance.
Yeah. Hey, the Yankees and the Boston, they went to London. And they scored more points than some NFL teams do over there. 17-13, the Yanks. 6 home runs, 37 hits. What is it now with the Yankees? 30 straight games with home runs?
Yes.
Major League
It's ridiculous.
record.
But better pitching though. They got great pitchers. That's what he's saying. Yes.
Hey, forget about it. They're headed for the record year of all time of strikeouts, home runs, and runs. Just it's beyond. And I told you before. They already said the ball is tighter. There's less drag on it, and there's less drag if it goes out. There's less drag when the guys are pitching the ball.
So you got the ball. You got guys with 2 strikes who are swinging harder than they decided 2 strikes. If I'm going to get my strikeout, I'm going to go harder. They get guys batting 8th. They're trying to hit home runs.
95 miles an hour is the average.
Yes. So that's what's going on here in baseball.
You know, I forget the game I was watching. The center field was 400 feet. I don't know how many balls were hit over that center field wall in the game. I was like 4 or 5 of them. Now, don't get me wrong. You had some small ballparks in the past, like Crosley Field, but you also have some cooks and crannies and terraces. But then you had some monster ballparks.
Monsters.
Too.
Yeah, it's made for the home run. Major League Baseball for the young fan. They're trying to, but they got to get this game sped up still, and they got to put balls in play. I mean, nobody wants to see 13 strikeouts and 2 balls in play in 5 innings.
Here's what's crucial for the second half. Division races. There's one real true division race going on. That's the National League Central. The Brewers 1 game over the Cubs. Every other division, every first place team has at least a 5.5 game
Hey,
lead.
you know what else?
Not saying
about-
that's safe.
That's
but
Central. There
Yeah.
isn't a team over 500 on the road.
That's true. That's true.
They're in the right. We thought they'd be in a tough division.
Yeah.
Turn out not to be. So that's why I wouldn't give up on the
They're
Pirates.
5 out.
Not because.
No.
Just because the league's
They're
weak.
5 out.
The league's weak.
Now, hopefully they catch the Cardinals. And they haven't finished ahead of the Cardinals in 19 years.
But it's a long season. They're
a long
not
season.
even there
You don't
yet.
know-
That's what I said. It could turn over like this on any team right now. You don't know. what's
You
gonna
know, Hank
happen.
Aaron always said, "Boy, you hit the middle of August on."
Yes,
and you're
that's what it counts.
dragging,
They
and
call them
then-
dog days for a reason.
Oh, they call them.
That's
right.
when it counts.
No, I agree.
Let's go to Women's World Cup. As we're doing this show, they're playing a quarterfinals. The U.S. defeated France 2-1 at Paris in sweltering 100+ degree heat. And now the next up in the semis, I was going to say led by Megan Rapinoe, but she's not starting today against England. U.S. going for its 4th cup, England for its 1st, and the ratings are off the charts for the World Cup.
Yeah, they always are. I have 3 friends that do that with Super Bowl, World Cup. That's all we want to see. So I do have friends that love soccer.
Not me.
You know,
It wasn't me.
And I'm not one of them. And I'm not one of them either.
Hey.
Especially, by the way, the girls. I'm tired of them doing like all kind of signals,
Moonwalking
like they're doing stuff
13-0,
when they're.
right.
I don't want to hear that.
See the cup of tea today?
No, cup of tea is that what they did?
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about in the National Hockey League. The Pens making all kinds of trades. Kessel's gone, his 82 points. They get Alex Galchenyuk with 41 points. He's younger. Salary's difference. They get rid of Ole Mata. They pick up more forwards. I'm looking for another Ian Cole. Maybe it'll be Brandon Tanny. We'll get that. A lot of changes that we need to talk about more at length next week. But I want to finish with this, one of your favorite subjects. It's the 4th of July, Hold 'em Mustard, the annual Coney Island Nathan hot dog eating contest. The undisputed heavyweight champ, Joey Chestnut, 6'1", 230, 11-time champ. He ate the Sultan of Swallow, not even Babe Ruth, 74 hot dogs last year, 22,000
Well,
calories.
Kobayashi's getting them this year. He's
No, I don't think he'll be.
He's right
22,000
You call it,
calories.
George? Is that an upset or not an upset?
No.
Okay.
Hey, that's it for us. We've run out of time. We want to get back to the Pens next week and have some in-depth discussion on what they're doing. We'll see you next week.
Hey.
22,000.